We're going to do something a little bit different today. So at this gig, I made a huge beginner's mistake and I just can't believe I did this, but it happened. And it just really has to do with the inconvenient truth about using so many battery powered fixtures. Hey everybody, how's it going? Daryl here, welcome to the channel. So this particular gig was in Salt Lake City, Utah at Mill Creek Canyon, which is a perfect venue for a summertime wedding because it's very shady. And I particularly like this venue because the DJ is usually on a stage right next to the dance floor. And to be honest, I am making a reel about this particular venue because this is the perfect venue for why a rolling TV booth doesn't make sense, and why I decided I wanted like a fold-up TV booth, and I got like the Humpter over some of the other options on the market. There was some strong slopes, parking is very limited, there's nowhere to park a trailer, narrow hallways, a stage with no ramp, cobblestone. So this venue is just the exact reason why having a fold-up booth is just so much better than a rolling booth. But that's not what I want to talk to you all about today. So this has to do with lighting. So my friends at Over Topper have probably been the most supportive company of this channel, and which is great because I like their lights a lot. I think that they're well designed. I think they're really affordable and practical, and I really think they do a good job with their color mixing. But I have a big problem with them is that, or actually it's more a problem with me. I've gotten a little bit lazy since I've had all battery powered lights. Battery powered gear in general, it is just so convenient to use at gigs. It's like easy to set up and it makes life a lot less stressful. Even if you allow yourself a ton of time, I'd rather be spending that time like networking with other vendors, double checking things, even just relaxing for a moment before the very stressful day ahead of you. And it helps you pack up quicker and get home even sooner. But it has made me a little bit lazy because my tubes, my movers, my uplights / washes, they're all battery powered. So I just take them out of their case, turn them on, put them where I want them, and then they just connect to the wireless DMX automatically, and it's just like magic. It's a beautiful, efficient workflow. And so I wanted to like demo some of these lights that I make reviews for at particular gigs so that you guys get to see them like in a live action scenario. And B-Topper, they send me usually 2 lights, so that's perfect light to demo. And I just want to be some more supportive of them like they've been supportive of me. And so this particular venue being outdoors, I thought it'd be perfect to demo these wash lights with barn doors. And I think the barn doors are perfect because I think they make them look a little bit more vintage, like something out of a movie set. And this venue has kind of like log cabin vintage charm, so I thought it was perfect. And being outdoors, I thought that the movers wouldn't make much sense because there's like no ceiling, which when I got to the venue and thought about it, I think that was also a mistake because there's so much like overhead trees around so that when your movers are pointing up, they're going to be shining on the tree, which adds some coolness to the dance floor. So movers would have been just fine, but this is the decision I decided to do. And so I didn't realize my mistake until after the ceremony because the ceremony was in the same spot as the reception. But I kept my lights off, and then until the room flip, well, I guess venue flip, an outdoor space. I don't know if you consider that a room. But anyways, so I went to plug it in. One of the lights turned on, and holy crap, these lights were so bright. It was like midday, and the lights were shining, were illuminating the dance floor. Or I should say one of the lights, because one of my PowerCon cables was not working. I always bring extra cables, audio and power, and I had extra IEC cables, but these took PowerCon cables, and I haven't had a fixture that uses PowerCon in a while, so I didn't have a backup. So I tested these lights. I knew that these lights worked because I tested them just a few days prior, but I left the factory default cables because they weren't very long, and I brought my own PowerCon cables that I knew were very long. But one of them wasn't working, and I didn't test those. So I was like pretty upset with myself because I thought this was the perfect gig to test out these washes. I even tried repairing the cable with the limited tools I had during cocktail hour, but it's just not a good look as the DJ to be fumbling around with his cables too much. So I went to plan B and I used these battery powered, both lighting IR4s. And to be honest, I thought it lit up the dance floor decently well. But there's like another inconvenient truth about using all battery powered fixtures. But before I get to that, I just want to say that, yeah, I thought that the lighting was pretty good. Like always, everything was programmed in SOUNDSWITCH. I am using my SOUNDSWITCH shortcut template. My workflow is mostly running like the built-in auto loops in the template. And then I have some preset static scenes that I can use like on the drop, as well as like built-in functionality. And if you're looking for like more SOUNDSWITCH tutorial help, I have a ton of videos on this channel. But basically, I just let the lights do their thing, and then on the drop, I strobed to add some extra intensity and energy, and I thought it worked pretty well. But there was another lighting issue that happened. So as a multi-op, where I have other DJs that work for my company, ADM Productions, I sometimes send out equipment to people for their gigs. And so I sent out some of my tubes to someone. When they returned them to me, they said that they were charged. Not fully, but 80%. And I took that at face value, and I was dumb and I didn't verify, I didn't charge the tubes. So I like to sometimes just use 6 tubes. So 4 in the back, maybe 2 on the sides, which I think is perfect for a stage. But when I got to the venue, I quickly realized that one of the tubes was not charged at all. It was like completely dead. So I didn't have a charging cable for it. And that is the problem with having a fully battery powered workflow. You have so many different things to charge. For me, I have my lights, my up lights. I usually take about 20, my tubes, my movers, all my ceremony gear, my wireless microphone batteries. I have a lot of stuff to charge, and if I forget to charge something, it's detrimental. So it's good to bring some backup cables in case you need to do a last-minute charge at the gig. And while it does make life a little less stressful at the gig, there's still a lot of prep you have to do before the gig. And I know not everybody is going to like that as much as I do. But yeah, whatever the case, I do like these both lighting fixtures. I think that they are powerful enough. And with their built-in wireless DMX and their built-in batteries, they're extremely convenient, allowing for very streamlined and efficient setup and takedown. But I don't always think that they're the right fixture for everybody. I mean, they're not the most powerful on the market, and they end up costing more than some of the other fixtures on the market. But I'll have like a full gear breakdown list down below. I'll have links to both Lighting Direct as well as both Lighting USA. People always ask me which I prefer. Personally, if I'm going to be buying the exact same lighting fixture, I'm going to get the most value getting it at the lowest price. But that's just me. I know a lot of you prefer like talking and troubleshooting things with an American agent. I mean, my moving head spots were not working, and it took a lot of back and forth between customer service and several videos in Chinese before I was able to get my moving head spots working, which they've been working great ever since. But working with like both Lighting USA probably would have made that headache a little bit easier, but you're paying a lot more extra, so it doesn't really hurt me or affect me either way. I have links to both, and I'll leave both down below. But whatever the case, I really like their fixtures, but they're just so darn convenient and easy to use that it makes it hard for me to want to demo and use other lights at events. And I get out of the workflow of having lights that plug in that I get a little bit sloppy sometimes. So lesson learned, I will definitely make sure I bring backups of everything. I did have backups of the wireless DMX receivers, but I am glad that I had backups of PARs so that I could just easily shine those on the dance floor, and I thought it looked great. To be honest, those new spider washes would have been amazing at this gig, especially the ones in white. Well, anyways, that's all I had to share with y'all. Have fun, stay safe, and all that jazz. Goodbye.